Hi everyone, welcome back to Feelings Forward. In today's podcast, I'm joined by Raghav Kapoor, who's a dear friend. He's also a life coach, a meditation guide, and someone who's deeply immersed in the world of spirituality and self work. He's going to talk about his journey and how he landed up in the space of mindfulness and the kind of people he sees in his work, how they seek help, and how his work differs from mine and the world of therapy. So it's going to be a very interesting and a clarifying conversation. Stay tuned. Welcome.
Thank you, Niharika. Thank you for having me. I'm honestly very, very happy to
Yeah,
be on this and to get this
I'm
opportunity with you.
so happy that you could take out the time and we
Of
could do
course,
this together. I remember, you and I go a long way back.
definitely.
We've been friends for 20 years, maybe or
Yeah,
more.
yeah,
And so, for in school or after school, I remember that you were studying to be a CA. Your
right.
dad is a CA,
Yes,
and that was the plan.
yeah,
And then you kind of ventured into the wellness space.
right.
Tell me a little bit about that. What was going on?
Oh, yeah, definitely. So, as you said, yes, my dad is a CA. So when I was 16, 17 years old, and I had to make this decision between choosing commerce versus science,
Yeah.
part of me really wanted to take science, um, but my family really wanted me to take commerce,
Mm.
especially because they believe that I'm not that good at you
Mm.
know, not that good at science to be able to manage science in like 11th, 12th. So they
Yeah.
wanted me to take commerce.
Mm.
So I had to make that decision very early on
Mm.
to do CA.
Mm.
And as a 16-year-old kid, I really didn't know what I was getting into.
Yeah.
All I knew in my head was, okay, my dad is a CA. He's already built this company. He's already built this firm.
Mm.
All I have to do is clear these three exams, and then like I have a kingdom to myself. So in my head, it was actually taking the easy way out.
Mm.
And I thought that if I just clear these exams, everything else is kind of set for me.
Mm.
So I went in with that mindset,
Mm.
and things did go well for a long time. I cleared my entrance, my intermediate in the first attempts,
Mm.
and then I worked with him for 3, 4 years.
Mm.
There were parts of CA that I enjoyed,
Mm.
but majority of it, I didn't see myself really doing it
Mm.
in the future.
Mm.
I don't think I've ever been the kind of person who wants to sit behind a desk for like 10, 12 hours a day
Mm.
and just, work with numbers.
Mm.
So that was one thing that was my hesitation with this.
Mm.
I used to make plans about my future. I used to write my goals.
Mm.
And somehow in all of my goals, CA was just like a stepping stone. It was never something that I wanted to do in the
Mm.
future.
Right.
So I felt like I was just doing it so that, I had that opportunity to get into my dad's work,
Yeah.
join my dad's business.
Mm-hmm.
But it was not something that really came to me from within. And yes, in the finals, of course, that was the more pivotal moment.
Mm.
While everything else went smoothly in the finals, I failed the same subject a
Mm.
couple of times,
Mm.
and I knew why I was failing. It was like a sheer lack of focus and discipline. I hated the subject.
Mm.
So for that reason, after giving the exam a couple of times, after a while, I was like, I really need to rethink this. And I consider that to be a good moment to me. Like, I feel like I'm grateful for it at this point
Mm.
because it really made me rethink, why am I doing this and why am I doing this again and again? Is it really worth it?
Mm.
Is it what I really want to do in my life?
Mm.
And at that point, I decided that, okay, I'm going to take a break and I'm going to explore other things. So I do still look at it as a break.
Mm.
There is a part of my mind which keeps thinking that, okay, when I get the time, I'm going to go back, finish the exam,
Mm.
just for the sake of it.
Mm.
Yeah, maybe just for my ego, but I don't know what's driving it, but yeah,
Right.
that's the idea.
Mm.
Yeah.
Lovely. I like the fact that you could take that break and come back, reflect, and that's very important in life to ask yourself those questions. What do I want?
Yeah.
And how do I want my future to look?
Mhm.
So you were able to do that, and then you landed up in the wellness space.
Right.
How did you get there from when
Yeah,
you were exploring?
that's a much longer story. I feel like that started long before CA. Um, as you know, growing up,
Hmm.
I was an angry kid,
Hmm.
right? I was an angry young man, like the definition of it.
Yeah.
I had a short temper, and it was actually so severe that I was known for my anger. I was known as that guy who screams on the football field,
Hmm.
right? And Of course, what people saw in school was only like the tip of the iceberg. The people closest to me saw a worse side of that, including my family. So at a very early age, I kind of learned, I understood the value of working on your mind. I saw that it's my own mind, it's my own lack of emotional control that was, negatively impacting my relationships, my happiness, my peace of mind. So that was the first learning. And I feel like, yes, people saw the anger because that was outward. What they didn't see was the self criticism, the guilt, the negativity that was in the background in my mind. So I was like a classic overthinker. And for that reason, for both of those reasons, I developed a very close relationship with my mind. Um, and not the healthiest to begin with, right? And the second most important thing, the second person or thing that actually taught me the value of working on your mind was my dad. So again, very early on, and from a very different perspective. He was never the person who was coming to me and being like, "Don't get angry. You shouldn't get angry." So even though he could see it, and even though he could see that it's negatively impacting me, but he himself understood the value of working on the mind. He himself was really fond of personal development, philosophy, psychology. So, he kept drilling this idea into my head that you need to work on your mind because your mind is your most powerful ally, your most powerful tool. So, from a very different perspective, I learned the value of managing the mind. He would keep sharing books with me like As a Man Thinketh, Think and Grow Rich, Power of Your Subconscious Mind, and things like that, which all again suggested, that you need to work on your mind, not just to be calm and like relaxed, but to actually succeed in every area of your life, to bring out your best and live your best life. Not that I read any of those books, by the way. I mean, I read them like partly, but as a kid, I wasn't much of a reader. So I read them a bit, but it's more him and the fact that he kept, drilling this idea into my head. There's a lovely quote that he shared with me, which I never forget. It's a quote by someone who he used to follow, Jim Rohn. And the quote said, "Work harder on yourself than you do on your job." Yeah. If you work on your job, you can make like a fortune. But if you work on yourself, you can make like a legacy. So that was very powerful, yes. Yeah. So thanks to him, I again, understood the value of all of this. And then he did something very drastic. While I was studying for my CA in the early years, he did something drastic and he sent me for a 4-day seminar to the US alone, um, which was by Tony Robbins. It was called Unleash the Power Within. Right, and I didn't actually know what I was getting into. After he signed me up for it, he started sharing like these videos with me. He's like, "Just give it a try, like just go." And those 4 days, 48 hours, they changed my life. Tony Robbins is, I'm not sure if you're familiar with him. He's a very strong figure. He calls himself a peak performance coach, and his understanding of again the mind, psychology is really really vast. So when I went for that, I learned both theoretically and experientially the power of our beliefs, our values, and how our beliefs and values are conditioned by society. And that's what's affecting every decision, influencing every decision, action that we take. Right? The power of setting goals and having a clear direction in life. The value of finding your passion and aligning with your passion. And most importantly, how the quality of your mind, your emotions, your focus, your thoughts literally determines the quality of your life. There is nothing else. Anything could be happening outside of you, but what's happening within you, internally in your mind, how you react to those things, your attitude, your emotional state, is what determines the overall quality of your life. So I think that was my biggest learnings from that. And I came back feeling very empowered. Right? I also literally the biggest thing that I gained from it was this idea that I have control over my life by changing my mind, by changing my thoughts, my patterns, my habits. I can change my destiny. I can create my destiny. So I came back feeling very empowered, very positive, very confident. There was a different kind of confidence that came in me because of all of that. But still, there were some gaps. My overthinking, my anger, my anxiety, they didn't really fade.
Hmm.
They were there somewhere in the background.
Right.
Even though I was feeling more positive, more optimistic,
Hmm.
I knew that I hadn't addressed those things directly as yet. Um, and then came another very transformative event.
Hmm.
This is what actually led me down the road that I am today.
Yeah.
And it all has to do with three friends,
Hmm.
Nishant,
Hmm.
Parth, and Karan.
Hmm.
So, towards the later stages of my CA
Yeah.
studies, I was contemplating, you know, giving it a taking a break, focusing more on my personal development.
Hmm.
I felt like I had learned so much from Tony Robbins and all of these other sources,
Yeah.
but because of CA, I never got the chance to take a break
Hmm.
and just work on myself. And I felt that gap. Like I knew that I was failing in CA because I couldn't manage my own mind.
Hmm.
Right? I couldn't focus and have that discipline that I needed for this. So I really wanted to take that break. And three of them, Nishant, Parth, Karan,
Yeah.
they themselves were deeply interested in personal development, in
Yeah.
psychology and philosophy.
Hmm.
And when I was discussing this with them, they actually supported my decision. They encouraged me to take this leap
Hmm.
and to, to actually take a break and take out time for myself because
Yeah.
they saw the value in it.
Hmm.
So that gave me a lot of confidence. It gave me a big sense of relief as well.
Yeah.
The support that I got from my family
Hmm.
and Seher, that was like an unconditional support.
Yeah.
And the support that I got from three of them,
Right.
it it gave me this sense of relief. Like I didn't feel
Hmm.
so bad about leaving CA. There was not like anything
Hmm.
negative going on in my head about that
Yeah.
because of the way that these people supported me and encouraged me.
Yeah.
So started meeting them more often, started learning more about these things from them and the
Hmm.
things that they had studied.
Hmm.
And Nishant actually
Hmm.
played the most instrumental role in my life.
Wow.
And I always used to say he's a step ahead of me in this journey.
Yeah.
And now it's like he's steps ahead of me in the journey. So I'm always like looking up to him and following his footsteps.
Yeah.
At that time, he introduced me to meditation.
Hmm.
Meditation was obviously something that I had practiced because of Tony Robbins,
Hmm.
heard a lot about, literally every book on the mind, every article, every business person talks about the power and value of meditation,
Yes.
but I could never form a habit of it.
Hmm.
So Nishant literally guided me. He
Hmm.
helped me form the habit,
Hmm.
and he taught me one of the most valuable lessons that was key in this journey.
Yeah.
And the lesson was forget about the results.
Hmm.
Do this practice without any expectations.
Hmm.
Just focus on consistency, right? Not intensity, not quality.
Right.
And that was the most valuable advice when it came to meditation.
Hmm.
For months after that,
Hmm.
I practiced every single day, thanks
Hmm.
to him, thanks to his support as well.
Yeah.
And for months, my practice was dry.
Yeah.
Like I felt calm here and there sometimes. Sometimes I
Hmm.
would come out of the meditation feeling more stressed.
Hmm. Hmm.
More importantly, even if I felt calm during the practice,
Hmm.
nothing changed outside. As soon as I would step out into the world, I would get triggered and my
Hmm.
mind would go into all of that emotional loop and overthinking.
Right.
So I didn't see any results, but I
Hmm.
always kept that advice of his in the back of my head
Yeah.
that just keep going, just focus on consistency.
Hmm.
So after months and months of doing that, just
Yeah.
showing up every single day,
Hmm.
I finally started having these extraordinary experiences in meditation,
Hmm.
experiences of like peak silence, stillness,
Hmm.
and kind of an inner bliss, which is very difficult to describe.
Right.
But it's like finally I started being able to calm down my mind completely.
Hmm.
And when your mind is at rest,
Hmm.
that inner peace that is always there within you, that inner joy, it kind of
Hmm.
like sprouts up.
Hmm.
So I started having those experiences.
Hmm.
And as I continued the practice, it started to spread into my daily life.
Hmm.
I was calmer. I was less reactive. I was
Hmm.
not reacting to things.
Hmm.
My anger, my overthinking, they almost vanished. Right?
Wow.
They were non-existent, especially during that phase
Hmm.
where I was practicing and experiencing these things very
Hmm.
regularly.
Hmm.
And it all happened very naturally,
Hmm.
right? And I started feeling just happier in general
Hmm.
in my day-to-day life.
Hmm.
So because of that, this particular moment
Hmm.
sparked my curiosity
Yeah.
and I just went deep into meditation.
Mm.
Not just the practice, but also understanding the theory behind it.
Mm.
I wanted to verify my experiences, so I went
Yeah.
right to the source.
Mm.
I started reading books like Vedanta, Bhagavad Gita,
Mm.
Buddhism, Taoism, all
Mm.
of these texts that were literally the first scriptures to ever mention meditation
Right.
and the real purpose behind it.
Mm-hmm.
And this deep dive just kept going. Questions arose, doubts emerged.
Mm.
I was a complete atheist. I did not believe in any of these things,
Yeah.
right? But all of that just, kind of vanished as I went deeper.
Yeah.
And what I went into meditation for was just like a little bit of calmness, control
Mm.
over my mind, focus.
Mm-hmm.
I gained so much more.
Mm.
I gained something that I couldn't have even imagined. Right? I
Mm.
gained this kind of a peace that I didn't even know existed, a
Mm.
kind of joy that I didn't know existed.
Mm-hmm.
And through the scriptures, I learned things like the purpose of life, the
Mm.
goal of meditation, the purpose of spirituality,
Mm-hmm.
why we're all here, what does it
Yeah.
all mean,
Mm.
and most importantly, who I am really,
Yeah.
the true nature of the self, which is the
Mm.
theme of all of these texts.
Right.
So I came out with just so much. And once I came out of this, like kind of like a spiritual trance,
Yeah.
I I felt like there was like this deep sense of conviction within me
Mm.
that this is what I want to do in my life, right?
Mm. Mm.
That if there's anything worth doing,
Mm.
it's sharing this knowledge with the world. Because
Mm.
what I actually understood through all of this is that we're all looking for happiness and fulfillment in some form or the other, and this is the only way to get it.
Mm.
Sounds like an extreme thing to say, I know,
Mm.
but after contemplating it, after going back and forth so much,
Yeah.
after resolving my own questions and doubts,
Mm.
I did come to this conclusion that
Mm.
this is the only path to fulfillment,
Mm. Mm.
right? You can go about it in many different ways,
Mm.
but eventually you have to reach this destination
Right.
if you want to be truly fulfilled in life.
Yeah.
So that was the journey. Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
Two things that pop out for me. One is that you had a really nice support system.
Oh, yeah, definitely.
That's lovely. And the fact that you're giving them all that credit as well, that's
Mhm.
really nice of you. So I like that. And the second thing is the power of the self. And
Yes.
this place is called the Self Center.
Yes.
And
Yes.
then this was born, and that's how
Yeah.
you wanted to take your learnings ahead.
Yes. This was born, yes, with that vision that I want to share this knowledge with the world.
Mm.
There was a conflict within me, if I'm being fully honest.
Mm.
There was a part of me that felt like I'm not ready.
Mm.
I haven't reached the goal of spirituality.
Mm.
I haven't quite gotten to the peak of it yet.
Mm-hmm.
So at that time, I really just went back and forth on should I just focus on myself more,
Mm.
or should I just take this leap and just
Mm.
start? And
Mm.
again, that support system comes in because Seher, my dad, again came into this and they were like, you can't wait to be ready. Just take that leap. You will
Mm.
learn so much through your journey.
Mm.
And it's okay if you're not. You don't have to be you don't have to be there to teach it.
Mm.
And I do see now what they meant.
Yeah.
Um, Although I might not have reached the goal,
Mm.
I realize that the people who come to me
Mm.
are much further behind in the journey that I am.
Right.
So because of the progress that I made, I
Mm.
still have something to offer. I still
Mm.
have a lot to offer.
Mm-hmm.
Because of how deep I went into all of this intellectually, philosophically, there's a lot that I can share with the world. And I should
Mm-hmm.
capitalize on that
Mm.
and not focus so much on the fact that, oh, there's still this thing missing. Oh, I'm not perfect yet, right?
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, that was helpful. I
Mm-hmm.
have learned a lot through my journey
Yeah.
after starting this. There were
That's
lots of
lovely.
ups and downs, but I
Mm.
feel like every time I'm working with someone, I'm learning way more than I could have if I was
Yeah.
just sitting and studying these things or
Yeah.
practicing them on my own.
Yeah.
So it's been really valuable that way.
I think that's what is the trick, for lack of a word, or the journey of
Mhm.
mental health, emotional wellness, is
Mhm.
that the more you practice
Yeah.
and the more people you meet, different
Mhm.
types of people, the more
Yeah.
you learn. Because
Definitely.
two people are never alike, right?
Yeah.
Even if two people come with, let's say, issues with anxiety or
Yeah.
anger, they'll be different from one
100%.
another.
Yeah.
And I think that's where growth comes. The more we
Yeah.
practice, the more we learn.
Definitely.
Right. So, in terms of, let's say, emotional well being, how do you differentiate between that and therapeutic intervention?
Right.
Because I come from the thought that, and I was telling you this before the podcast as well, that my job and your job kind of marry each other. I think they're more
100%.
complementary than replacements of
Yeah.
each other, right? And I feel like even when clients come into therapy, there's so much, they finally reach that space where they are like, okay, we're ready to do somatic work
Yeah.
or embodied work with like grounding, meditation, mindfulness, because that also helps with stress and anxiety. So we,
Definitely.
as therapists, also we push them towards that. So what's your understanding? How therapeutic intervention and emotional well-being, how do they go hand in hand?
I think there are many layers to this. Um, the main way I like to look at it is by taking the example of our body and physical well-being. Even when we think about the body and physical health and fitness, we have a gym where we go to exercise and work out, and then we have physiotherapy, right?
Yeah.
And traditionally, the way we look at it is that, okay, I'm going to the gym to build my muscle, to gain strength, right? Increase my fitness and health overall,
Right.
right? And maybe if you get injured, if you get wounded while doing something, then someone will tell you, okay, stop going to the gym for a while, go to the physio, take some time to recover, right? And then once you're finally recovered, you can come back to the gym.
Yeah.
But expanding on that further, I feel like all athletes, right? Anyone who's actually training at a high level, they all have a physiotherapist that they go to regularly. Whether they're wounded, whether they're injured or not, they have that physio practice that they do every week or every other week,
Right.
which is more of a preventive measure,
Right.
right? And of course, the gym continues.
Yeah.
So I like to use the same analogy for the mind. I like to kind of adapt the same concept to the mind.
Right.
Even for the mind, I feel like all of these things like meditation, breath work, mindfulness, yoga, you should do these things just to increase your mental strength and resilience, right?
Right.
It should be a part of everyone's daily routine, right? And at the same time, you should take out time to go to a therapist, just because it's just a different tool. It's just an added tool that's going to help you, kind of be at your peak mentally. So I don't think that the stigma that there is with therapy, which luckily is reducing now with mental health as well, I don't think that that should exist. I think it should be a part of people's daily routine.
Right.
But the other layer and the way I think about this is, and this is what I've seen tactically with a lot of people, is that different people respond differently to different tools.
Right. Absolutely.
Right? So there are people who are really fond of therapy, for whom therapy works really well. And there are people who come to me and who are like, okay, I've been doing therapy for a few years, but it hasn't worked for me.
Right.
Right? So it's also a matter of, okay, what is the best and most effective tool for you, for that person.
Yeah. Yeah.
So I think that makes a difference as well.
You think people coming to you sometimes would have that stigma in terms of mental health, that no, I don't want to go to therapy? Let's say you find someone you feel like would benefit from these practices
Right.
that you have to offer and would also benefit from therapy. Let's say something more severe that would need deeper work in terms of some sort of trauma that they need to kind of come talk about to a therapist. And when you do maybe advise them, has there been like some sort of resistance to that? Has that happened ever? Just curious.
So to be fair, most people who come to me also go for therapy,
Okay.
right? So they already have that balance in their life, but they know that, okay, therapy is solving some purpose in my life, but I need this as well, right? And that's a good understanding. I feel like for everyone, it's a good balance, because these tools are, they're like self-care. You have to learn these tools so that you can manage your mind on your own, right? Because every time you face a challenge in life, every time you experience something stressful or something that causes you anxiety, you cannot lean on your therapist. You cannot depend on your therapist, not every time at least, right? You should have these tools. You should have these tools which you can use on your own and take care of those things on your own, because that's empowerment. Like that's you having the power and the skill to manage most of the things on your own.
Yeah.
But yes, also go for therapy for the deeper issues, the deeper issues that you're not being able to solve yourself.
Hmm.
the deeper issues that they're you're not even going to be able to see through them unless you talk to it with someone and they can actually take you layers deeper into it.
Yeah.
So yes, that healthy balance is really good.
Hmm.
To the precise question that you asked,
Right.
I actually find it very difficult to tell people
Hmm.
that you should go for therapy. Sometimes I can see it.
Yeah.
Sometimes I can see that, okay, you know what, this is something that I cannot resolve. But because of the mindset that people have around it,
Hmm.
I find it challenging to just say it
Yeah.
directly. As
I
much
get
as I
it.
want to say it, as much as I know that it would help them,
Yeah.
right?
Hmm.
Yeah. So,
I get it.
yeah, some
Yeah.
people are more open. You
Yeah.
can tell them more easily. But
Hmm.
I do feel that reluctance from a
I
couple
think
of
it's
people.
because people take it as an insult of sorts. I feel like, oh, go to
Yeah,
therapy. Like, why do you think I need therapy? Do you think I'm
exactly.
crazy?
Yeah,
So I think that's why they feel like a little bit offended by that
100%. I don't
statement.
agree with that attitude,
Yeah,
but that is how it is.
I
So I feel like you
understand.
have to be careful, especially
Yeah,
when you're working with someone on their mind.
right.
You don't want them
Absolutely.
to feel worse or go
Mm-hmm.
into that self-critical self-doubt
Yeah,
more
yeah,
than they already are in.
for sure. We have to do it with empathy and a lot of
Yes,
sensitivity. So yeah,
yes.
it's tricky.
It's
It's
tricky,
tricky.
tricky.
Yeah.
But yes, as a coach, though, I can see that the best I can say is that this is out of my area of expertise,
Mm-hmm.
and you should seek professional help for it.
Yeah.
So that's the best way that I can put it.
Yeah, and then like how I was telling you, I'm training in trauma and how the body
Yeah,
remembers.
yeah,
The mind and let's say sexual abuse survivors
hmm,
pop up in therapy and they might forget something.
hmm,
Like, for example, what happened at age 6.
right,
They might forget it
hmm,
because of defense mechanisms of the mind, etc.,
right,
right? To protect their psyche.
hmm,
But get extremely scared of the dark or
right,
startle often when there's a
hmm.
loud noise or someone comes from the back and puts their hand uh,
Interesting. Yeah,
on their shoulder.
hmm.
So the body remembers, which
Definitely.
makes us realize how important it is to do somatic work as well.
Yeah, totally agree. So I feel like all emotions get stored in the body, and when
Right.
you have these experiences, traumatic experiences in particular,
Hmm.
you're repeating that thought and emotion over and over again,
Right.
and it's getting even deeper into your body.
Hmm.
So I think that's where yoga, breath work, mindful movement, all of
Yeah.
these things come in. They play a huge role actually
Yeah. Yeah.
to break free from those subconscious patterns. And as you said earlier, to kind of reignite that mind body connection, which is so important if you actually want to make long term progress.
Mm-hmm.
I've also experienced this
Hmm.
where if you're only working with someone at a mental level, at an
Hmm.
intellectual level, they're not seeing the changes and the results that they want to see.
Hmm. Hmm.
You have to finally take it into, more of somatic work, more of breath work, more of
Yeah.
like a deep physical emotional release,
Yeah.
um, which is the only thing that kind of gets them out of that state. And it
Yeah.
works really, really well.
It
It can be
works
very powerful.
fabulously.
Yeah.
Lot of times therapists would ask clients in the session, like they would say something like, I'm feeling frustrated.
Hmm.
And the therapist would say, okay, where do you feel that in your body?
Perfect. Yes.
And to build that mind body connection.
Yeah.
And sometimes they might not even realize they're feeling frustrated and they get a
Uh,
headache.
right.
And they come and say, oh, I don't know, I'm getting a lot of stress, like headache randomly. And that's all somatic,
Right.
psychosomatic actually. So,
Hmm.
and let's say even with anxiety, right, your body responds like you're getting an upset stomach
Right.
or you
Exactly.
feel nauseous. And
Definitely.
so it's so powerful, that
Hmm.
connection. And if we can understand that connection, we can work towards kind of
Yeah.
more progress and
100%.
intervention.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I feel like most diseases, I was just reading a study which
Hmm.
suggested that most diseases, chronic diseases that people are suffering from today,
Hmm.
are psychosomatic. They start in the mind as
Hmm.
some form of an emotional turmoil,
Right.
and they go into the body in that way.
Right. Yeah.
And it's also linked to the part that every emotional response that you have, which of course
Hmm.
you would know very well, that every emotional reaction
Hmm.
is releasing chemicals in the brain
Hmm.
and is having a impact on your body, your breathing,
Hmm. Hmm.
right? So it is actually, there is a physiological side
Yeah.
to every emotional reaction that you're having.
Yeah. For
And yes,
sure.
the more you repeat it, the stronger that it kind of stays in the body.
Yeah.
So the yogis were very were very clever in that sense. You know, they didn't have the tools that we do. They didn't have scientific tools. All they used to do is just measure things with their awareness. So they started noticing that, okay, when we're feeling stressed, when we're in flight or flight, our breathing is a certain way, right? And we're feeling a certain thing in the body in some area, right? When we're anxious, our breathing is a certain way. When we're angry, our breathing is a certain way. And when we're in meditation, our breathing is a certain way. So all of pranayam, the hundreds of pranayam techniques that we have in our literature is based on this reverse engineering. And, you know, how do you reverse engineer the breath? How do you control the breath consciously to change your state of mind and to break out of those emotional states just by using the breath and the body, of course.
Right, yeah. Right. All of this work requires so much commitment, and I feel like it requires patience as well.
Lot of patience.
And breath work and meditation. I don't know if people have that kind of patience, because I struggle with that when I see people and they're like, why is it not happening quickly? And I wish I could make it quicker for them, but I just can't.
Wow, I have the same feelings as you. You've touched upon something that really like troubles me.
Yeah.
My biggest challenge is when someone comes to me and they come with a big problem, right? And sometimes a very broad problem, like I get a lot of anxiety, right? Or I have a lot of self doubt. And their second question is, how long will this take? And I have no right way of answering that question, right? I want to be quick. I want to kind of give them the comfort of knowing that, hey, it won't take that long, right? But I feel like people need to understand that these are very, very big and important things that they're working with, very delicate things as well. And patience is the most valuable asset in this journey. It does take time, but it's worth it. It's worth getting out of these states.
Yeah.
It's worth getting to the other side when you have more control over your mind, when you're not experiencing and you're not stuck in that same emotional loop again and again.
Yeah.
But yeah, it is a challenge.
It is. It's a big challenge. And like how I was having a conversation with another friend about this, about just overstimulation as well. And we were talking about it earlier. A lot of clients coming to therapy with the question that, do I have ADHD? And that makes me maybe ask you, because you work with people in meditation, doing breath work, teaching them how to sit with that silence and stillness. How does that work? Because there's so much like restlessness, and you're not able to focus, you're struggling with attention, concentration. So how does that work?
That's a very good question. So I did make a few mistakes early on in this regard, but through a lot of trial and error, I finally, kind of found the right approach to this. The key is, number one, start small, right? Don't make them sit for like a 10-15 minute meditation. Make them sit for short periods of time and develop that skill gradually. And that's again, aligned with the advice that Nishant gave me. It's a difficult mindset to cultivate. I heard it from a very close friend who I trusted. So it was easy for me to adopt it. But I feel like, building that mindset into someone else is a bit of a challenge. But yeah, that's the idea. Like, don't expect too much from yourself. Just focus on consistency, and gradually you'll build that skill. Focus is a skill. And the other thing that helped is complement meditation with a lot of breath work and movement. Right? It's difficult for people to sit down and focus on something, but it's very easy when you get them engaged in an activity. Right? When you're doing yoga, and especially in a specific way, it kind of forces your mind to focus and be mindful. Focus on the breath, focus on the movement, on the moment. When you're practicing breath work, and again, like I said, they reverse engineer these breathwork techniques, right? So different kind of breathing techniques will actually trigger a different emotional state or a mental state. Right? So you can complement it with breathwork and make it easier and more enjoyable for someone to sit in that meditation or mindfulness for longer. But it does come back to the fact that you need patience. Right? If you're coming in with ADHD, and like you said, we are surrounded with so much stimuli. We are suffering through a lot of overstimulation. Our phone, social media, TV, notifications more than anything. There are constantly
short-term format like reels, just scrolling reels.
Yeah, exactly. So I feel like when you're coming from that, you need to understand that this is going to take a while to reverse, right? This is going to take a while to get used to. So I think, yeah, building it gradually is the right way, and building that mindset of patience into the other person, that give it time. Yeah.
The way I'm doing it nowadays, just kind of taking what you said and taking it forward, is that I'm trying to do one thing at one time, because
Okay.
we're constantly, I think we glorify multitasking so
Yeah,
much
definitely.
that I feel like it's sometimes extremely counterproductive, because it really
Right.
messes up your focus and concentration. So if I'm eating my meal, I try to just eat my meal without
Best
the
practice.
TV or the phone. Or if I'm working, there's so much like music and this, and there's so much stimuli, like you said. So I try to just do one thing at one time and focus on that. Very hard to do, easier said than done, of course. But I feel like that's my small step.
No, 100%. It's
Yeah.
a big step, I would say, and it's a very important one to take.
Yeah.
So again, even in meditation traditions, they always say that you're not going to make progress if the only time you're spending focused is that 5 minutes or 20 minutes that you're sitting in a meditation. You have to gradually take it out. And what you said is exactly the practice that they recommend. That just start doing things one at a time. Give yourself space for everything. Don't make too many changes too fast. Don't have to break all of your bad habits, right? But start doing one thing at a time.
Yeah.
And that itself brings a lot of calmness and peace to the mind.
Yeah.
Just being fully absorbed in whatever you're doing.
It's like going to the gym, how you said. I see it like that's the visual that's coming in my head. Because when I sat with myself on day one, because there's this over glorification of productivity and the hustle
Right.
culture and multitasking, like, okay, no, I need to take a break and one thing at one time. It was very hard, and maybe I could focus for maybe 2 minutes. And then I told myself, Niharika, it's like going to the gym. Today, you go to the gym, you pick up a 2 kg dumbbell. If you go for 7 days, you will be able to pick up a 4 kg dumbbell.
I love that. Yeah.
So today it's 2 minutes. After a week, maybe it's a 4 minutes.
Yeah,
So
exactly.
just stay patient.
Exactly. Strangely enough, that's exactly the analogy that I use
Yeah.
when I'm helping people build a habit of anything.
Yeah.
Meditation and other practices. And again, this is what I learned from Nishant. So
I should get Nishant to the podcast.
Oh, you should
also.
definitely get Nishant to the podcast.
And
He's
your
a
dad.
great person to have there. Oh, equally good.
And my dad. And your dad.
Lovely, yeah. But yes, that was the lesson, right? And it's a perfect analogy because we understand going to the gym. That you're not going to go try to lift up like a 20 kg dumbbell, right?
Yeah.
In the same way, don't try to practice meditation or focus attention for 30 minutes at a time. We had that expectation because when it comes to this, the mind is like, I should be able to focus for 30 minutes, right? And when we start practicing it, we actually realize that it's a very, very difficult thing to do. The mind is not used to it. And because the mind is not used to it, when you force it to do it, you start to feel more restless, more agitated. So that mindset is crucial.
Even with studying, so many young kids coming and saying that, oh, we can't study, we can't focus. It takes us really long. Like they make a timetable and they say, well, we can't complete it. So I always advise them to make one day ka timetable, like today's timetable, and just maybe overestimate time. If you feel you will take 30 minutes for something, assign yourself 1 hour.
Yeah, exactly.
And let's see how, and then break it down, because that's smart goal setting, which we were taught in psychology, which is specific, measurable, attainable, realistic, and time specific. So you say page number 10 to 20, which is a specific goal, and realistic, attainable according to how much. Maybe some people can read 5 pages, some people can read 10. So it has to be attainable and realistic for you. And in the next, let's say 1 hour. So it's time specific also. So if you can break down your goals according to this method, I feel like you can tick off things
100%.
maybe in a more easier fashion.
Makes a lot of sense. And if you don't think too far ahead, if you follow the approach that you're suggesting, you also get a quicker dopamine hit, right? Every time you accomplish that small task,
absolutely,
and you actually take it off, the brain gets a signal that, hey, this is good, we should do more of this, right? So it's like gradually forming that habit, and soon with time, it's like a compounding effect. You're able to do a lot more than when you started out. So very valuable.
Even with the Google Calendar thing, people tell me that, why don't you have your schedule up on Google Calendar? I was like, no, I want my planner. I want to write it down. I want to tick it off. It gives me this very it's a really nice feeling,
Feeling, yeah,
like, oh, I
definitely.
accomplished something, and then I use different sketch pens. It just makes me
Uh-huh.
happy.
Oh, that's
So
lovely.
so
Yeah.
I don't use Google Calendar or like the
Mm.
laptop or the phone to
Right.
schedule. I love the planner bit. So I think some things which were traditionally there, na, pen,
Yeah.
paper,
Yeah.
I love that. I don't. I think
Super.
these devices have just
Makes a
corrupted
lot
a
of
lot of
sense.
things.
Yeah. And I feel like with something like journaling or like planning your goals, your tasks,
Yeah,
if that's also happening on a phone or a laptop,
yeah,
then again you're just getting stuck there.
stuck there.
And
Yeah.
there's a lot of distraction. So I used to do it for a while.
Hmm.
So I know firsthand
Hmm.
that when you open your laptop, there are
Hmm.
like 10 things there.
Yes.
Right? So you're very easily distracted.
Yeah.
But when it's a journal,
Hmm.
that journal is just for that one thing, just for
Yeah.
like planning my tasks.
Yeah.
Right? So it's very focused, very specific. So I feel
Hmm.
like it helps not getting diverted into like 10
For
different
sure.
things.
That's why I like cable TV also. With
Nice.
like
Yeah.
OTT, I'm always like scrolling and I'm like, what to watch, what to
Finding
watch,
something to watch.
finding
Yeah.
something to watch. But with cable TV, I don't know if you remember,
Yeah.
growing up, there used to be one movie coming
Yeah.
with ads.
Yeah.
I just sit there and wait.
Yeah.
Like, okay, ad aega, khatam hoga.
Yeah.
It was a full, like, I think that made us
Definitely.
patient and
Yeah.
focused. And now with the new technology of like, and it's all great, obviously it has
Yeah.
pros but also
Mhm.
cons. I feel like it takes so long to decide, and
Mhm.
then you scroll, there's so much, you're spoiled for choice. You open
Definitely.
something, then you're fast forwarding. People
Yeah.
don't, like, my clients have come and told me, we don't like going to the movie theater to watch a movie because we can't sit for 2.5 hours.
Really? This is the first time hearing of
Yeah,
this.
because at home at least we can pause, we can forward the
Got it.
songs.
Got
So,
it.
we don't have that at the theater. We have to
Yeah.
sit, and it's difficult for them to sit
Right.
through the entire movie.
Mhm.
And that makes me wonder where our concentration
Yeah.
and focus is going,
Yeah.
and how important breath work and stillness and meditation, all
It's
of this
yeah,
is.
it's scary. I think the value is
Is
increasing. Yeah.
increasing. Yeah. People are,
We
I think, understanding the
mm,
value of it.
people are understanding. Whether they're understanding or not, they
Hmm.
are understanding for sure.
Hmm.
But but yeah, you can see given how much now how fast paced our growth is in the world, especially
Yeah.
technology wise, there's a growing need for this.
Hmm.
You need to learn how to manage your mind because
Hmm.
if you're not conscious of it, if
Hmm.
you're not managing it consciously, if you're
Hmm.
just kind of being a slave to your impulses and compulsions,
Yeah.
these things are going to carry you away and you're going to realize it very, very, very late in your life.
Yeah.
And I think
Yeah.
that's the risk with these things. I think the biggest risk is actually the fact that you don't see an immediate
Hmm.
drawback. In fact, from a lot of these things, there's an
Hmm.
immediate, like an instant gratification of
Hmm.
sorts.
Hmm.
So in
Hmm.
the short run, you're actually feeling good,
Yeah.
right? And it doesn't hit you till very, very late in your life
Hmm.
that okay, this has had having a negative impact
Negative
in my
impact.
life.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Even with like Blinkit, Zomato, or just
yeah,
ordering things, everything is so quick. I
yeah,
think that also plays a role on patience,
definitely.
right? Because I remember, again, going back to school, if I forgot some sort of stationery, let's say we have
Yeah,
to take a map to
yeah,
a geography class and I've
yeah,
forgotten, there's no way I can get it.
yeah,
Now done, you've forgotten.
yeah,
And that padegi kal. But with the apps,
yeah,
you can order it and it'll be there in 5 minutes.
yeah, definitely. I'm a big Blinkit user, so I won't say too much over here.
So am I,
Yeah,
but I understand how it can,
it is
just
impacting
picking,
your
yeah, it's
psyche. Yeah,
just picking from your short-term gratification
hmm,
piece, right? With junk eating, with
exactly.
ordering, with essentials also. We are it made life convenient, yes,
Hmm.
but the short-term gratification bit has become big,
Much bigger. Yeah,
much
100%.
bigger.
So there's a very small gap between craving
Yeah,
and getting the thing that you're craving now. It's
yeah,
like I'm craving a cake, right?
hmm,
Earlier, I would actually have to drive, maybe
yes,
call, order, it'll come in a while.
hmm,
Now it's like there at your doorstep in 20 minutes.
hmm,
And that's actually dangerous. How easy it is to satisfy our cravings. Because the mind itself, when the craving gets triggered,
hmm,
is not going to say no,
yeah,
right? There's a lot of willpower is required to actually say no in that case.
yeah,
So the easier it becomes,
hmm,
the more we're going to get stuck in this cycle and this loop. So there's pros and cons. There's definitely
yeah.
a con to watch out for here.
Now I'm realizing that maybe that's why people feel frustrated with, let's say, meditation or therapy, because it's not quick.
It's not quick. Yeah.
And everything else is.
Yeah. And
So,
everyone wants, they used to like quick results.
quick results, yeah.
They want it fast. Yeah,
Yes.
it's a challenge.
It's a challenge.
Yeah.
Any advice for the audience who's watching us today? Anything you want to say to them?
A general advice, based on everything that I've learned and my journey into spirituality, I think the most valuable piece of information that I can give is start looking inwards. Right? We're all looking outwards, searching for happiness, for fulfillment, for pleasure, for joy. And there is an ocean of happiness within you. There is an ocean of joy and peace. And the intensity of it is far superior to the joy that you get from outside things. Right? And that was the biggest stepping stone in my journey. I, of course, had a lot of challenges, still have a lot of attachments. But after realizing, after experiencing that joy for myself, it became so much easier to let things go, because that dependence on things becomes really less.
Yeah.
Right? I don't need to depend on that thing that I like to feel that joy. So my attachment towards sugar, towards any other XYZ gaming or other bad habits is a lot less. Right? I don't need to rely on them anymore to feel a hit.
Right.
I know that there's an ocean within me, an ocean of joy that is far superior, and that made the biggest difference. And I think today it's necessary, because if you ask someone to kind of regulate their desires, the first question will be, but then I won't be happy, right? Or how will I feel happy? Or I'll experience more pain, more suffering.
Right.
So I think you need to look inwards. Then that dispassion comes naturally. Then you don't need those things anymore as much as you do right now.
Oh, that's powerful. Look inwards.
Look inwards. Yeah.
Lovely.
Look inwards. Search inwards, I would say. To elaborate on that, and this is a very valuable concept, we are constantly seeking, and we're stuck in a seeking mode. Right? We always want to have more, do more, or be more.
Right.
Right? And that comes from our ego, the ego that never feels like it's enough.
Yeah.
Right? So we're constantly trying to satisfy this thirst for happiness, this thirst for fulfillment, for completeness, wholeness. And the only drawback is there is nothing outside, there is nothing in the outside world that is capable of fulfilling that thirst. And which is why we get stuck.
Yeah.
We achieve one goal, we feel happy for a bit, and we do feel happy, there's no doubt about it. Right? But that happiness fades away very fast. Then we're left searching for the next thing and the next thing and the next thing. As a result, we're never fully enjoying the present moment. Our minds are always stuck in the next thing.
And the next.
So
it's an endless loop.
It's an endless loop. And the way to break it is look inwards.
Look inwards.
So live your life as you're living it. Right? Don't make too many changes too fast, like I said. But in addition to all of that, start looking inwards. I'm not saying don't pursue your goals, don't pursue your dreams. Go for it.
Yeah.
Sometimes it's healthy and sometimes there can be a balance. Right. But at the very least, turn inwards. Yeah. Create that inward movement and start cultivating that inner peace, that joy from within.
Yeah.
It's extremely valuable.
Very, very important.
Yeah.
Thank you so much
for thank you,
today's
Nihar,
conversation.
For having me. Yeah, it was lovely.
It was lovely.
Yeah.